Hello everyone, welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Commander review video. We're still in the Legend set, and I didn't mention this in the Ghost of Dirk video, or in the Gabriel Angelfire, but I was thinking about, what do you guys think about, like, tier list idea for each of these sets? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going through as quickly as I can and going through an entire set of cards. And then after I'm done reviewing them and talking about them, what do you guys think as far as maybe afterwards I do like an entire tier list for all the commanders? I don't know if I'll talk about all of them. A lot of them in this set in particular are just straight vanilla cards, so obviously very weak in that regard. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about that. I know tier lists are popular. I know people like to make tier list videos. And I, for one, do enjoy watching a good tier list video myself, hearing other people's opinions on those. So let me know down below. I may put that idea in some of the other videos I record today. But without further ado, let's continue on with the Legend set. I'm gonna probably butcher this name wrong, so let me know in the comments below. But this is Gwendlyn di Corci, or Sorci, I'm not sure. Gwendlyn, I'm going to leave it at that, is a human rogue legendary creature, a 3/5 that costs a blue, 2 black, and 1 red mana. It has a unique ability, not unique I'd say, but definitely interesting if you build around it. Target tap Gwendlyn, target player discards a card at random, and only activate this during your turn. So, yeah, we'll just get right on into it. Interesting card, interesting mechanic, hair in my mouth. We're gonna move on forward. No card rulings for Gwendlyn. All it does is tap, discard a card. A card that synergizes with Gwendlyn is Waste Not. Especially if you're building in a discard deck that you're targeting your opponents, Waste Not is great. There is, what's the other one? Miser of Waste or something like that. The creature version of this card where it's whenever you discard a card. There's also a red dinosaur that has abilities that say whenever you discard a card. We'll get to that in just a second. But Waste Not is all about you discarding your opponent's hands, and when you do that you will get certain benefits depending on the card that you discard. You can either make a creature, get some mana, or even draw a card. So some great value synergy with this and Gwendlyn. 3 decks that I like. One deck that I have Gwendlyn in is a Grixis or red, blue, black deck. Discard theme. So the 3 cards I put up here were Liliana's Caress. This deck is all about having your opponents discard, and when they do that, they lose life. So lots of cards like that in this deck. Geth's Grimoire. Obviously, we want to take advantage of our opponents having to discard their cards. So whenever they discard a card from their hand, you get to draw a card. And then just to spice things up, Burning Inquiry. Really take advantage of the randomness of Gwendlyn. Each player draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards at random. So that's 6 damage from Liliana's Caress. That's going to be after Burning Inquiry resolves. That's going to be 3 cards that you get to draw. Actually, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about this. Geth's Grimoire plus Burning Inquiry is actually going to be a lot more card advantage than I realized, because you get to do it whenever an opponent discards a card. So if they discard 3 cards, you draw 3 cards because of Burning Inquiry, even though you yourself just discarded 3 cards. However, at a full table of Commander, that's 3 opponents, so that's actually 9 cards. So Geth's Grimoire and Burning Inquiry, you're gonna lose 3 cards from this. And it's going to be at random. You may lose a card you don't want to, but you're going to get 9 more cards afterwards, which is really nice. Holy cow. Plus, Gwendlyn is going to be able to discard your opponents at random as well, so it's just a nice pinging discard effect. If you wanted to go around a tribe or a type, Rogue would be a lot of fun, especially in these colors. Una's Blackguard is kind of like a lord for rogues, which is really fun. Soaring Thought Thief allows you to mill your opponents out on top of discarding them, so really just playing away at the unseen zones of the game and taking advantage of your opponent's potential and then really limit them of what they have already in play because they can't grow any more than that. And then Robber of the Rich, kind of just to emphasize on taking advantage of your opponent's potential, just straight up taking cards from them so you can use them instead of your opponent, which is really fun. Lastly, very weird deck idea. I don't know how well this would work. It's gonna be a low power level, I imagine, very low power level. But if you wanted to build it around yourself, there are obviously the two cards that I can't remember the name of, so if you remember what they are, put them in the comments below. But there's a creature, and there's like a zombie creature and a dinosaur creature that whenever you discard a card, you get value for it. And if you build around it, you could build a Madness deck in the Grixis colors. However, the problem with doing Madness with Gwendlyn specifically is you have to remember that Gwendlyn discards a card at random. So Madness might not be the strongest build for Gwendlyn if you're trying to target yourself. Maybe you want to do something like the Hellbent mechanic instead of Madness. Play around with that idea, having no cards in your hand, and then when you use her ability to discard a card so you can get that Hellbent trigger, and then maybe every now and then have a Madness card that you want to maybe discard. Play around with it. I think it'd be a lot of fun to play with a self-discard deck, kind of like playing a self-mill deck with alternate win conditions. Madness, I think, isn't the strongest, but it was the first one that came to mind, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. With that, Gwendlyn is done. Straightforward build for Gwendlyn. Just play discard. There's so many cards in these colors that synergize and boost a discard strategy. The problem with Gwendlyn is obviously 4 mana for a tap ability. You don't even get an immediate effect. You have to wait a whole turn. And it's not that strong either, because you got to remember this is Commander. There are 3 players, and Gwendlyn is only going to get rid of 1 player's 1 card with just her effect. So not that strong, and the fact that it's random means there is some uncontrollability in what Gwendlyn's doing. However, that could be to your advantage if you're building Gwendlyn for fun. The fact that it is random does make things interesting. There are games that you're going to whiff on a discard, and there are games that you are going to hit a bomb out of an opponent's hand, or even your own hand. So have fun with Gwendlyn. I think this is a cool commander. Not the strongest, of course. There is another discard commander in this set that we'll be talking about that is much stronger by far. And yeah. I mean, there's not really much else to say than that. I think Gwendlyn is very fun. I think Gwendlyn is not the strongest, however. So play with Gwendlyn, have fun, maybe try that Madness deck, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!